That's what they play for, the Fremont Cannon. UNLV at halftime leading Nevada 24-13. About a 7.5-hour drive, if you're wondering, from Las Vegas to Reno. Brad Thompson downstairs had an opportunity to talk to Jay Norvell a short time ago. What'd you learn?
Guys, his message to his team was this: we've got to settle down, we've got to play our game. There was too many mistakes, dropped passes, missed field goals, poor tackling, penalties. Just settle down, play our game. We've got the talent, we've got the players out here to win this game. They've got 30 minutes to win that cannon back. He wants them to settle down and do what they do best.
Well, they've been playing well, Brad. They've won 3 consecutive games. They beat San Diego State, they beat Fresno State. And he told us yesterday, when you play in the West, the Mountain West, that division has always been led historically by San Diego State. They play such great defense for Rocky Long. Fresno State, you know what you're going to get, a physical affair. They're exceptionally well coached by Jeff Tedford, his staff. They beat them both this year.
Which is huge for your program as well. And you talk about, you know, recruiting kids, trying to do all those things. You took down the 2 powers of the West. It looks good when you're going into homes and talking to kids.
So UNLV, final game for Coach Sanchez. There's a look at their first half possessions. They got off to the fabulous start, 17-0. But I think the play that Tony remembers most from that first half was the big play, the 75-yard hookup on the post route from that man Kenyon Oblad to Steve Jenkins to steal the momentum back, if you will, late in the first half.
Love the aggressive play call as well.
They're going to sweep with Williams. He has the sideline. He's got 11 on first down. Out to the 36-yard line.
Starting out much the way it did early on. E.J. Muhammad on the stop. Much the way it did in the first quarter. Heavy dose of run, get that offensive line down and working.
Well, if you're averaging better than 12 yards a carry, is that any good?
I think that's pretty good.
That's good, right? 9 trips, 118 yards for Williams. They're actually marking him out about 3 yards shy of a first down. Now it's a first down. And it's the first time Oblad has kept the football. As much as Tony Sanchez was thrilled with the win last week, he felt like the biggest play of that game came on a 3-yard zone read where Oblad kept the football early in the game last week against San Jose State. He said that not only set the tone for our offense, but Oblad, who's well respected, he gained even greater respect from his teammates.
He did, and came on later on in the game, had a scramble for a first down to keep a drive going. Like I said earlier, only had 23 yards rushing.
Williams on the sideline. He got to the boundary, out to the 30-yard line, but hold everything. The flag back at the 40.
Offense, number 11. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
Noah Bean, big tight end, trying to set the edge and seal it so his back can get around. You see right there, that's a bad sign. Anytime you see those arms extended and a guy trying to run away from you, that's an easy call.
Yep, that's a good call.
It's a great job by Tyson Williams to just keep fighting to force the view.
Spot foul, so it's first down and 17. Jet out, gets you a few yards back. Hauled in by Jacob Gasser.
It's a nice RPO right here. He gets it out quick and on time. This is an accurate throw. Far sideline. Little 8-yard out. Ball's out in front on the right shoulder. You know, when you look at the future of both these programs, you see a couple young quarterbacks, right? Young guys going to face each other 3 more times.
Nevada, among a number of Mountain West schools, including San Diego State, Colorado State, recruited the Vegas native Oblad. He stayed at home. He is the #1 quarterback from a passing yardage and touchdown produced standpoint in the history of Nevada high school football.
I mean, the numbers don't lie. As soon as he was able to settle in and get in, you see the way he throws the ball, and he's going to make those. He's going to make those freshman mistakes, those young player mistakes. And I'll tell you what, if he can continue to grow this offseason and get bigger, stronger, with his experience, his valuable experience he's gained this year, it's going to be a big year for him next season.
They run the jet sweep, and it'll go for a first down. Putting his foot in the ground and getting north and south was Courtney Reese. He ran that jet sweep in the first half for a first down. A lot of times young guys want to take it wide when they can run. This was a really good cut, Sed.
Well, he sees the block. Faolo does a nice job of kicking out the edge defender, and he just plants his left foot and goes upfield. A lot of times the jet sweep guys don't want that part of it, that plant the foot and get north and south.
No,
he did a great job there.
He's listed at 155 pounds, but he knew the situation. The situation is you needed 3 yards. And now he runs between the tackles for 8 or 9.
That's a different kind of burst right there. It's almost unfair. Got so many guys back there, and look how small that hole is. He nearly breaks it. Arm tackle there by Kyle Adams gets him down.
Said he's from a good high school program. You're at Southridge down in the Miami area.
We know, everyone knows, Miami produces a ton of speed.
He's going to get it again. And he lowers the pad level and kind of drives forward for another first down through the tackle of Austin Arnold.
That was good, tough running. Good, tough running by Courtney Reese.
This is overall another example of how Tony Sanchez has set up whoever will get that job as the next head coach in Las Vegas. Gorgeous facilities now. Good young talent.
Good young talent. Solid all over the place. And this is a quick flip. In my estimation, it's a quick flip. This can be turned around very fast.
Williams got turned around very fast on that play by Hausia Sakona, one of the leaders of the defense, the senior from Salt Lake City.
Good size, athletic. They're a little more lean up through the middle in a lot of schools, but uses athleticism and quickness to make plays.
Second and 12. To the 31-yard line. That's Makai Stevenson's second catch. He was in the end zone in the first half. 24-13, UNLV with the lead, and they're on the move. Big third down coming here.
Good catch right there. Ball's a little low. Uses his hands, still wards off the defender and drags him for a good gain.
Jeff Castile's defense trying to get a stop here. 5 minutes into the third quarter. Williams with a blocker out in front, and it breaks down. Maybe a yard. Lawson Hall was around the football again. Tyson Williams. Now it's that gray area. It's about a 48-yard field goal or so from here.
With his speed, I'd like to see him stretch that a little more. Just be a little more patient, take it a little longer. Maybe you can get somebody running with their shoulders not square to the line of scrimmage and then cut through them. He's so quick.
Tony Sanchez says we're going for it. Fourth down, 4 yards to go. Oblad moves the launch point. He comes to run, nowhere to go. Taken down at the 29, James Fotofili. And Nevada, after giving up some yards, will get off the field without giving up any points. With 9:05 to go in the third, Nevada takes over, down 11.
If you live in Las Vegas and you're eligible for Medicare, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield can help you get a great plan at a great rate. Our Medicare Advantage plans pay for many of the costs Original Medicare doesn't, so you can focus on other important decisions. Anthem plans help protect you from high medical costs. Included this year, an allowance for health items at Walmart. Plus, get dental coverage, vision benefits, prescription drug coverage, and access to over 15,000 fitness locations nationwide. If you live in the following county, you can get a plan with $0 monthly premiums and copays as low as $0 for doctors and specialist visits, even hospital stays. The Medicare enrollment deadline for Las Vegas is December 7th. So call Anthem today at 1-855-556-0996 to learn more or to schedule an in-person meeting.
How do you become America's newest Carnegie R1 Research University?
Go where knowledge leads.
How do you solve the world's most pressing problems?
Go where knowledge leads.
How do you reach the top of your field or profession?
Go where knowledge leads.
The answer is simple.
Go where knowledge leads.
When you understand your future is powered by knowledge, you go where knowledge leads. The University of Nevada, Reno.
24-13, UNLV over Nevada. My favorite note of this game is that little fella is enjoying himself. The fact that in 1989, they made it a state law that these two schools had to play every year. I think that's awesome. And Elijah Cooks, who's had an awesome day, hauls in that pass at the 43-yard line for a first down. Actually, that was Christian.
Dominic Christian. I just spoke about him.
14-4.
Right? First half, using those hands. That ball was behind him. He calmly reaches back and pulls it in on the dig route.
Tawa. He gets downhill to the 46-yard line. Kolowaske involved defensively, 94. Waske again on the nose. May have jumped.
You think?
Before the snap, offsides with contact, number 94 defense. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
That's just being undisciplined right there.
Yeah, that's right. That's a fourth penalty on Kolo.
So think about this, Drew. Guys, what do the coaches say? How can you, the nose guard, be offside? The ball's right in front of your face.
Never been a nose tackle. You don't have to go elsewhere for that answer. Carson Strong with time. Now he looks to scramble, and that's a good throw on the move. That's Elijah Cooks working back to the ball. First down.
Running for the first down. That's a good job. I love the way he reacts when he sees the quarterback in trouble.
Elijah Cooks comes from a football family. His dad played at Fresno State, and he's a junior. I'm a little surprised. Today, this is his first 100-yard game of his career. And 50 catches coming in. Today he's got 8 more for 118, and he's far from done. This is what you were asking for earlier. You said Strong's got to keep a little bit.
He's got to. It's a minimal gain, but just to force the defense's hand, to be honest. You got to be honest. Minimal gain, but the threat is there.
Got to pull the football once in a while when you run zone read.
When you talk about Cooks not having those games, you know, you got 2 bookends out there. Romeo Dubs, who's not playing today. It's another solid guy. Tremendously talented receiver, just a sophomore.
He is their most talented receiver. Unfortunately, as you said, he can't go today. Devontae Lee's back in. 7 carries, 29 yards in the first half. 2nd and 6. Toward Cooks, and he was well covered by Javen White. I mean, Javen White was inside his jersey.
In his hip pocket. Then he gives him a Mutombo. No, no, no. But this ball, if you're going to throw this ball, the space for me has got to be over the outside edge. Now, you can't leave this inside. Right? You see how he's going towards the outside of the field? The ball's got to be thrown in this area out here. And let your receiver fade away from the defensive player to go get it.
White led UNLV with 7 first-half tackles. 3rd down and 6. They need the 33-yard line. White comes on a blitz. Here's a 50-50 ball. Flowers in coverage. No catch.
That is a competitive play right there on both sides.
How many vertical routes has Elijah Cooks run today?
Yeah, this is a good job, kind of slow burst, but can't get all the way by. Flowers, a lot of hand fighting, but look at Flowers just keep raking through. Right there.
You know what? Well, I think part of the body landed out of bounds.
It did, but again, you're not completing the catch.
Yeah. On 4th down, you're going to get the punter. Excuse me, you're going to get the quarterback. That's going to be a touchback.
They're marking
Carson Strong. Actually, that's the college rule, not the NFL rule, because you can do that in college. He didn't reestablish himself, and that's okay in college from the end zone.
The ruling on the field is the kick was first touched by the kicking team on the 4-yard line. First down.
Yeah, so it's the first touch, and Carson Strong on the pooch punt deadens it inside the 5. So Nevada moved the ball. They didn't score. 6:36 to go in the 3rd quarter. It remains 24-13 UNLV.
The Golden Knights in their ability to strike early. Launches onto the net, and he scores! Now Sutter can score! Ryan comes and buries it. Another goal for this line. That's a little wave. It's not in. He scored!
That is a huge goal by the Golden Knights.
To Pacioretty, couple of steps in. Rickson score!
What a shot by Pacioretty. T-Mobile is on their feet.
This is an urgent message from the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. There is an emergency food crisis for elderly Holocaust survivors in the former Soviet Union. These people live on pensions so small they must daily decide between buying bread or firewood to keep warm. For just $25, we'll rush an emergency survival package to help one desperate elderly person for a month. Call right now.
Call 1-800-915-1717.
In Ukraine, there's no support network. They don't have food cards or neighbors that come in to help. They're turning to us because they have nowhere else to turn.
God promises to bless those who bless Israel. May you be blessed as you bless his children.
Mountain West Football on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Bojo's. It's perfect for holiday parties. Visit Bojos.com for more information. And by Moab. Begin your Moab adventure. Plan your trip today at DiscoverMoab.com. Well, we've discovered Reno through the years, and we like it quite a bit. Right now, the natives are not happy with the scoreboard. The team from up north in their rivalry with UNLV down 24-13 with Seth Bonner and Brad Thompson and our entire AT&T Sportsnet crew. I'm Drew Goodman from Mackey Stadium. A couple yards on 1st down. Kenyon Oblad checking the play.
You want to hear a really interesting stat here, Drew?
What do you got?
UNLV, 314 yards of total offense. 155 of those on 2 plays.
And they've done it in the air without their top 3 receivers. Williams has had a big game. He gets shut down at the 11-yard line, bringing up a 3rd down.
And Matt Brayton got rolled up on. Number 72, the left tackle.
When you look at the Tony Sanchez era, I know we spent a lot of time talking about his program and a lot of the strides that were made in building it back up, and yet, you know, it's, as he said, it's a bottom line business, and you're always going to look at wins and losses, and they're not enough in that left-handed column. But this is a completely different football program than a few years ago, and there were a lot of near misses, and I know that doesn't mean anything because at some point in time you got to get over the hump. There's no question. Jay Norvell said it. When you watch them on tape, you don't see a 3-win football team. Absolutely. When you watch them on tape, you see a lot of really good football players.
But you know what's hard, and what's hard to learn? How to win. Those things are so hard, and people don't understand that.
You know from playing years and years of professional football, it seems like it's a cliche when you know how to win. You play hard, but there's truth to that. And there's an expectation. If you're in Columbus, Ohio, you're Clemson, even when you're in a tough ball game, that's first down on a good throw out to the 20-yard line. Mekhi Stevenson hauls it in. You expect to win, not hope to win. Right. There's a huge difference.
Right. Absolutely. But to get there, when you're trying to build that sense of we put our work in, everything checks to every box, we're winning this game.
Yep.
It takes a while to get that, and you have to learn how to do that. And they're still trying to figure that out, but they've got the pieces.
Charles Williams coming back next year. He's a junior. Here's a little stick route for about 8 yards. It's hauled in by Jenkins. Boy, that could be a setup for a double move.
Absolutely. Closed on it extremely quick. But you know, you watch even the conversion throw, the last throw, the out route, the bench route to the sideline. The ball was out of his hand before the receiver broke. I just feel like he is getting more comfortable. Kenyon Oblad is getting more and more comfortable with what he's doing. And oh boy, man, if the light stays on for him, it's going to be a bright future.
And a slant. This time he's got his tight end.
Nice RPO, and he hits Faolo on the in route.
They said this kind of happened, I don't know, quietly, but we talked about the fact that his 3 top wideouts not available today. Oblad's 12 out of 13.
Right.
You don't do that in 7-on-7.
It's hard to do that. He's been clean. He's done everything asked of him. Now, put this in perspective. That O-line has done a fabulous job of keeping him clean. He hasn't had to deal with people in his face, and you do that because you run the ball as well as they have.
Oblad looks left, and he's not clean this time. That broke down in a hurry.
Announcer's jinx, just like that.
Just like that, Chris Green, the nose tackle, 305-pound junior from Los Angeles, got home. His first sack of the year.
They're trying to take a shot here, and just a good job of fighting. He beats through Justin Polu on the inside. That's good use of his hand. You see a pressure with his right hand, forces Polu out, away, and it darts inside with a quickness.
Loss of 6, second down and 16. And a flag comes in. Now, several flags come in. Chris Green was involved again defensively on the run play.
It's going to be holding.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 74 and number 70. That penalty is declined. Result of the play brings up third down.
Julio Garcia and Sid Acosta. You're going to watch the middle of the screen right there. And it happens so quick, and that's why a lot of coaches don't allow guys to cut. You got to stay on your feet, run through to the next level, because it's inadvertent. The defender gets into him quicker than he can get away and get up to the next level. But still, a penalty nonetheless.
Williams looking for room. Down to the 36-yard line. And we'll see the punt team for UNLV. Congrats to Troy Calhoun and the Air Force Fighting Falcons. They win 20-6 over Wyoming today. Their 10th win of the year.
Wow. Great program.
Two outstanding programs. Wyoming's gone through some quarterbacks this year. They've had a terrific year.
You know, nobody's going to feel sorry for Coach Bowl losing his quarterbacks, but I'll tell you what, they're a different ball club with Sean Chambers and that power rushing attack.
Absolutely. Ben Putman with another solid return. When we come back, Nevada with the football. 24-13.
Back step 1, 2, back step 1, 2, back step 1, 2.
I need a lot of instruction.
This is perfect.
Yeah, this is great. Usually if someone gives me, I'm much more of a visual learner. You show me how to do something, I can usually pick it up.
Let the misses out, 2. When she goes, you go 1, 2.
Oh, I know this one.
I'd say solo crushes it. Yeah, weddings, unreal. Partner dancing, he's
TBD.
pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll check in later.
I'm supposed to be focused on my partner. I'm like, is that good? Is that good? Not start freestyle?
Oh, boy.
You know, it can't hurt. It can't hurt to be, you know, more than one dimension of a person. Oh, hey, wait! I think I need the next part already. I'm ready to go to intermediate level.
Just seeing the struggles that NFL players are going through and then being friends with people in the military, to me, they sounded the same.
Just seeing everybody open up just opened me up.
MVPs brought me brotherhood, brought me the connection that I didn't have for years.
It made me feel like I'm not alone and I'm not crazy, and there's other people out there that can understand what I'm going through and they can help me.
The biggest problem is when the uniform comes off these guys, they have no team again. What happens to them?
Marches up to the net, and he scores! Now 7-10 score! William Combs and buries it. Another goal from this line. Two-passer ready, couple of steps in. Restaurant score!
T-Mobile is on their feet.
24-13. That nice return by Ben Putman is going to be wiped out. Evidently, there was a hold on the return. So Jay Norvell's team will be backed up to their own 12-yard line, trailing by 11 late stages of the third quarter. They've moved the ball. They've had a number of drives today where they moved it but didn't get any points.
Self-inflicted wounds. Good plays by the defense, which happens sometimes, but they just haven't been able to get over the hump.
UNLV, one of the things they've been able to do the last couple of weeks is take the football away. They've had 8 takeaways the last 2 weeks. This is a team that, going into last week's game against San Jose State, they were -8. They ended up with 5 takeaways, 1 turnover, so they picked up 4 in that category. Here's another flag as Tawa gets maybe a yard.
Tom, hey, Tom!
Offside. Defense, number 16. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
It's Javen White.
Must have lined up there.
Christian comes to the near side along with Brendan O'Leary-Orange. Cooks to the top of your screen. Tawa takes the football and he drives close to a first down. He should have enough on that carry. Javen White involved defensively, also Farrell Hester. Tawa, who a lot of people know the story, his position coach is his older brother Vi. He's a terrific running back, went on to play in the league. Got another brother at UCLA. He takes the football here, cuts back. Good contact between him and Rayshad Jackson.
Did you see the momentum stop abruptly as Jackson put the pads on him?
Jackson's stout. 6 foot, 235 pounds or so. So I love the story about the Tawa family. The youngest loves it so much here in Reno that, you know, mom and dad, rest of the family, cousin, packed their bags. They now live in Reno.
That's awesome. That's, you know, tight-knit families, man. You're never gonna. You got 2 of the boys here. You're obviously gonna be here. False start on Miles Beach.
What did Coach Norvell tell us? He said, "I can't wait to get invited to one of those family parties because they."
False start. Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
This is, you know, it's been an ugly drive. Some of it from UNLV, but now you start to stub your own toe here. Stub your own toe. Jumping off sides.
Yeah, it's kind of, you're right. It's kind of spinning the wheels a little bit. Take a step forward, take a step back. 2nd and 13. It's out to the 26-yard line. Dominic Christian again. Jericho Flowers, such a good cover man, number 7 in white. 3rd down, and we got a player down for Nevada.
For an injured player.
28 seconds left. Is that Christian?
Yes. Yes. He's had himself a nice game. Afforded more opportunities today because of the loss of Romeo Dubs.
This is an interesting state, Nevada. When you talk about it from a recruiting standpoint, obviously you're going to have to go elsewhere to fill up your roster. This is in Texas from a population standpoint. But up in this region, there's a few players, a handful of players that'll come out of the Reno area. Las Vegas, on the other hand, a multitude of players will, you know, high-end players that'll come out of that area. Both schools naturally, with the proximity to California, heavily recruit California. It's a natural, I mean, Sacramento's a couple hours away, Northern California right there for the University of Nevada. But when you talk about in-state, so many good players down in that Vegas area. It's one of the things that Tony Sanchez tried to do is keep those kids in the city of Las Vegas. A lot of his own, the Bishop Gorman kids.
Absolutely, and I think in Liberty High School down there, I think now with the facilities for UNLV anyway, it's a more attractive stay home, right?
And the new stadium they're going to share with the Raiders. 3rd down. And about 7. Or a long 6 if you prefer, if you're an optimist.
Got man-to-man coverage.
Strong, shallow cross. This will work for a 1st down. Cooks. So we ran 3 verticals on the boundary, or on the open side.
Where's the man? You got everyone else running with their receivers, and he stops and tries to pick up another receiver instead of coming across the field with him.
Mismatch for the linebacker Hester. He's not going to run like
That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
That'll be the final snap of the 3rd quarter. 3 chapters closed in the battle for the Fremont Cannon. UNLV trying to hang on to it. They're up 11.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself. promises to one's community, promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise forever kept, a promise of battles won.
McLovin and Dougie Fresh are going to shoot 10 free throws, and loser has to go into the fountain here at DirecTV.
It's a shoot-off, sudden death. Oh, Doug missed it. Oh, God. Put Doug in the fountain.
Trey.
No! Doug, I think we have to do the baptismal here. There you go. Yes. Well done. Well done.
The day that JD was injured, I had woke up to an odd phone call. It was the military calling to tell me that he had stepped on an IED.
The day I got injured, she got wounded as well. And the veterans wouldn't be the men that we are and the women that we are today if it wasn't for our better half helping us every direction we go.
Find the nonprofits that support veterans. Offer your time if you don't have the financial resources to offer. There's always a way to help.
Visit SaluteHeroes.org to learn more.
Those pretty ladies behind the Fremont Cannon. And I'm saying this, that when you win the cannon and you get to paint it, you're not inviting, you know, the 85 guys on the roster to paint it. You're getting that thing professionally done, right?
It has to look good.
Yeah.
Right?
First and 10 for Nevada as we begin the fourth quarter, and we begin it with a penalty.
Okay, I'm frustrated with
offside. Defense, number 94 with contact. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I can't.
I've never seen anything like this. This is a good football player,
He's a great football player.
That's 4 times he's on the nose. 4 times he's jumped today.
Something's going on as you see.
He also has
Tony,
a personal foul against him.
As you see Tony telling him use your eyes and come on. You don't need to help a team that's trying to get things started up. See him spin over to a cover 3. Austri going to the middle of the field, leaving the backside corner by himself. You got matchup backside.
He got it out strong. Looked like he was going to go down. He got it out late to Christian.
He wanted to take that shot to Elijah Cooks. Pressure gets to him, and this is just a good football play by Carson Strong to get something positive out of it.
Brings up second and 1. Into UNLV territory for the
second and a yard. Plus 49-yard line for Nevada. He wanted a deep route. Strong. They get the first down. Good decision. Runs out of bounds at the 47.
Tell you what, Aaron Frost does a nice job of finishing this play. Help his quarterback get out of the pocket and run.
He was in great shape. The guy running to the top of your screen, Elijah Cooks. Talking about all the vertical routes he's run.
Usually guys are tapping out.
And Devontae Lee's back in. And Devontae Lee with the pulling lineman in front of him. Didn't get anything. In fact, he got knocked down by Rayshad Jackson. He lost a yard.
He's trying to regain his balance after he got stumbled up there by Jalen Graves, I believe it is, number 95. Right here, he kind of holds him up. Could have got a hold right there on Evan Austri.
It's Chris Manoa, I believe.
Well, it was actually Manoa, you're right. And then Jackson says, no more. Fun and games is over with.
It's the third TFL. They tackle for a loss for Jackson. Second and 12. Here's Lee. He's still going. He is one of the strongest players in the weight room for Nevada, and that's not a shock when you look at the body, right?
But it's you know, he doesn't have a long stride. He's got little short steps, but it keeps him upright. As he's about to go down, his feet keep churning and churning. And
another whistle. Said, do we need to run back the high school footage again for you?
No, that was a good reminder.
Not all 11 players were set at the snap. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's one that's got to frustrate you. You have a couple back-to-back good plays, and all of a sudden, and this is just a straight mental error.
You know, other than the second quarter where they executed pretty well, except for the last drive of the half, first quarter, third quarter, a lot of mistakes by Nevada, but they're still in this football game.
Errors.
First and 15, down 11. Strong pressure coming toward Cooks. Broke it up.
David White, I'm going to tell you right now, listen, it makes no sense what he's doing. It doesn't make sense what he is doing. Man-to-man coverage, linebacker on a wide receiver, and in the hip pocket, locates, and then look at the hand up through, punches it out. He's actually trying to catch that ball.
I think with that skill set,
oh my goodness, he's going to make some money.
He's going to make some money. I'm with you. Second down and 15. Strong. This time he's got a clean pocket. And Strong will run for 6 or 7 at the 32-yard line. Farrell Hester made the tackle.
Doesn't look like a lot, but it keeps the drive going. It keeps positive things happening. You don't like it, you escape and get a few yards.
You know, the play caller's now the head coach. We discussed that earlier. Jay Norvell the last 3 weeks. And this may be a 4-down situation. 34-yard line, 3rd and 9. 2 plays may be in mind right here for Coach Norvell. Empty backfield, 4 coming. And down the middle. Incomplete. Elquan Stovall.
He tries to aim this ball. He climbs the pocket, does a nice job of climbing up in the pocket, but then you got to just settle your body down. But he tries to aim it and throws behind the receiver. All you got to do is just throw that nice soft arc throw right in front of that receiver. There's nobody there. Put the ball directly on his body.
Seemed like he thought he was going to sit down in the zone.
There's no need to. There's no one in front of him at all.
So here we go, 4th and 9. Blitz coming, and that's incomplete. No flags. The route was broken off by Cooks.
See, that's what, you know, Cooks is like, well, what happened? Quarterback's like, I'm getting double gut blitz right in my face, and UNLV continues to hold off Nevada.
The College Football Bowl season kicks off with the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl, Saturday, December 21st at 4:30 at Sam Boyd Stadium. The Pac-12 and Mountain West conferences battle it out for the last time ever at the iconic Sam Boyd Stadium. Get tickets to the 28th edition of the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl, and you get priority seating for the 2020 Las Vegas Bowl at the new Allegiant Stadium. Go to lvbowl.com to get your tickets today, starting at $35. It's more than just a game.
Attention all timeshare owners. Were you a victim of a high-pressure or dishonest timeshare sales agent? Were you misled and confused by what you were buying? Did the timeshare fail to deliver what you were promised? Do you feel that you overpaid and just won out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we can help. We're Timeshare Compliance, and every day we help hundreds of timeshare victims protect their rights, and we can help you too. Our team can legally terminate your timeshare agreement, ending the payments forever, saving you thousands. But you must act now. Call now for a free consultation. With one simple call, the professionals at Timeshare Compliance can legally terminate your timeshare agreement and help end your financial suffering. You could save thousands. So call now before another payment is due. Timeshare Compliance is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait. Call 800-865-0145, 800-865-0145, 800-865-0145.
24-13 in the fourth quarter. Here's today's Know How for All, brought to you by Napa, and it's the defense for the Rebels. Look at the defensive backs here. This is Jericho Flowers fighting for that ball, able to knock it out. They are finishing plays. Never give up. If you're a defensive back, fight for that ball all the way to the ground. You never know which time you swipe at it. That ball is going to come out of there. There's Javen White there disrupting that last drive. That was critical. The defensive backs making plays here for UNLV.
Yeah, the proverbial bend but don't break. Williams gets rejected in the hole.
Great tackle inside.
Looked like Kyle Adams.
It was. I'm sure Brad would tell everybody that he would have made all those catches. Like he would have brought all those passes in.
Brad's on cloud 9 right now. It has been all afternoon because his beloved Buckeyes ran roughshed, whatever.
They beat up. Just say they beat up.
They won at the big house. Rough shot. Thank you, Doug Marino.
Double move. You just talked about it. Just talked about it, Drew.
It is complete. Out to the 37-yard line. It's 84. Steve Jenkins, a rapidly emerging freshman from Los Angeles.
This is a beautiful route. And watch the head and shoulders stop. And just a little peek. Great sell. And another good throw. Just beats Tyson Williams from getting over the top.
Remember a couple weeks ago, Coach Sanchez said, there's something about this kid. He's got a lot of savvy. And for a freshman, he said nothing's too big for him.
Well, that's an unbelievable route, a patient route. You know you have a double moves. Tendency is to rush that. That's a great job of being patient.
Got his first career 100-yard game, 4 catches, 121 yards. And now if you're Nevada, not only is the clock a factor, 10:20 to go, down 11, UNLV in plus territory, you certainly can't give up 6.
Right.
That wouldn't be doing yourselves.
You got to find a way to force a turnover here. And if you're UNLV, you don't snap this ball until it's inside 5 seconds. Get all your calls and checks done. You don't snap it.
Courtney Reese is in there. Courtney Reese gets a couple.
He was close to breaking that. Sakona on the tackle. Halcia.
So think about some of the names we have mentioned most prominently today for the Rebels. Kenyon Oblad, naturally, is the quarterback. Redshirt freshman. Courtney Reese, true freshman. Steve Jenkins, freshman. Charles Williams, junior.
Kai Stevenson, junior. Think about the guys that are out. Randall Grimes, sophomore. Tyleek Collins, sophomore.
Yep. There's a lot of talent coming back on a dig route, complete to the 15-yard line.
Big play. Doesn't catch it.
Didn't hang on. Came out. Jacob Gasser.
Got to have it. You got to use. If you need to use your body, but you must have this catch. Pull it in immediately. You know there's contact. There's safeties, 2 safeties high. Somebody's coming down on you. You got to have that one. That's a great finish by Austin Arnold.
Now we'll get a long field goal attempt. Daniel Gutierrez will attempt from 50 yards. His long this year is 45. Came last week against San Jose State. And this is plenty good. Right down the middle for Gutierrez, a junior from Granada Hills. 14-point lead.
Dear thrill seekers, tonight, let's hit it big. This is double down, all on the line time. The decks are stacked in our favor. So give Lady Luck a kiss and go all in with the best show in Vegas. You ready? Toyota. Toyota. Let's go places.
Chris Harrison, he's the host of The Bachelor, and he wanted to clear something up.
What I wanted to say is, what the hell's wrong with you guys?
This is so boss. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Own it.
Who's with me? No, Rob, I have a job.
Did you see what he said to me?
He said you peed.
Yeah, you said he peed.
You misquoted me.
Don't you push me down.
Never, Mr. Concert.
I'm here for the right reasons. This is an odd thing.
Hoo-ha.
With 12 institutions nestled in the nation's most desirable destinations, you'll see us enjoying life at the peak of celebration. As you witness us not only win, but win the right way, you'll find us competing at the peak of integrity. As our more than 5,000 student athletes take the field of play with unequaled passion, you'll find us performing at the peak of competition. The Mountain West is at the peak.
Mountain West football on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Bojo's. Perfect for holiday parties. Visit Bojos.com for more info. And by Napa with quality parts and know-how. Napa Auto Parts and Auto Care Centers can help you and keep your car on the road. They play for the Fremont Cannon. Great rivalry between the University of Nevada and the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And another pooch kick. This one's going to be returned to about the 31-yard line. So Nevada down 27-13. Will put it in play there. Plenty of time left, 9:02. It's been a roller coaster of a ride this year for Jay Norvell. They came in with 7-4, but they have been outscored by 126 points. And you say, whoa, how can you win 7 games? You're outscored by 126. Well, they lost to Oregon in Eugene 77-6. They got blown out by Hawaii, who's going to represent the West in Boise next weekend in the Mountain West Championship game, 54-3. They lost at Utah State 36-10. They lost in Laramie 31-3 in a ball game we did. Got a screen set up, and Putman is going to get 6 yards.
I think when you really think about those games and talking to Coach Norvell, like that Hawaii game right here is the one that really sticks in his craw.
That's when the cold showers started,
That's when the cold showers and the no fun phone days ever.
Yeah, no phone Fridays. Well, the kids get hot showers now, but Jay Norvell, his shower's still cold. He said, that's how I'm going to roll this year. Cooks runs it out of bounds.
It's so hard to handle on those crossing routes, the sneaks and the unders. But he works all the way across the field. See the good patience. You got to get hands. If you're going to do anything to him, especially this guy, over 100 yards receiving today, obstruct him. Don't allow him to run free across the field.
Boy, he's a good-looking player. The junior, 6'4", 215-pounder. Pressure coming. Strong hangs in. And on a deep out, he's too tall for Justin Lockhart. Strong, you know, we're talking about UNLV and how many players they have coming back. A great nucleus. Carson Strong is a redshirt freshman. Tawa is a sophomore. Lee, the other running back, is a sophomore. Romeo Dubs, who unfortunately can't play today, maybe their most gifted wideout, sophomore. That's a good tackle. Yep. Minimal gain. Jericho Flowers tackling Elijah Cooks. 3rd down. 3rd and 5.
So we've gone to the unders and sneak routes a lot of times in this situation.
Dominic Flowers, Jericho Flowers, I should say. He's the Mountain West Conference reigning Defensive Player of the Week for what he did last week. A pick, a fumble recovery, multitude of tackles. He's got 11 more tackles today. 3rd down, and it is Cooks right near the sticks. Excuse me, Christian right near the sticks.
Tell you what, this kid
first down
can play. Dominic Christian. Again, he was ended up being the 3rd guy behind Dubs and Cooks. But you've seen some of the catches he's made today, some of the routes he's run.
He's having a memorable final game of his collegiate career. Double move, and they got a man on a wheel route all alone, complete to the 22-yard line. It's Putman. Nevada on the move with 7:12 to go in the 4th quarter, down 27-13.
So my question is, why are you jumping any double moves right now with a lead? That's a stat pattern. Sit back and play your defense, play your coverage.
Strong is flush.
He's got Putnam and Cooks up high, back of the end zone.
2nd and 10.
You see Ben lined up in the slot. He's number 2 right here. And he's just going to wheel it out. Act like they're running the screen, and there should be no reason to jump that. No reason to jump that route at all. Just sit back and play your cover. They want to throw a screen, let them catch it, come up and make the tackle. You've got the lead. Time is not on the side of Nevada right now.
Strong, he's got a man for a touchdown all alone, Dominic Christian. And Nevada is within 8 pending the extra point. Strong's 42nd throw of the game, a hookup with the senior from Chicago, Dominic Christian.
That's a good job of hanging in there and then finding him. You see him try to climb the pocket and just finds him, and UNLV just takes their eyes off receivers. And you see guys, when this happens, Drew, what do you, the eyeballs of the defenders or the defensive backs are in the backfield staring at the quarterback. Well, he's starting to run. I'm going to start creeping up instead of doing their job, staying back.
We talk about that internal clock. As a DB, you have an internal clock. You say, I've been covering long enough. Something has to be going on with the quarterback. Well, what was going on with the quarterback is he surveyed the field and he found an open man. 7-point game. It gets more interesting.
When the food you love doesn't love you back, stay smooth and fight hard.
It begins. Tune into AT&T Sportsnet for news, analysis, and unparalleled access to your Vegas Golden Knights. Watch Golden Knights pregame a half hour before every game on AT&T Sportsnet. Presented by Silver State Schools Credit Union.
Dominic Christian just scored a touchdown. This senior's having quite a day. As you see, a 70-yard drive. He's got 9 catches for 83 yards in his final collegiate game. His previous career high, 3 catches in a game.
There was a lot of mouths to be fed.
That's going out on the right note.
Talking about guys having to step up, he's done just that. You knew Cooks was going to step up. That's just how he plays. But who was going to be that second guy to come along strong with Dubs being out?
So UNLV, after that kick was hammered through the end zone by Julian Diaz, they'll have it up by 7. Kenyon Oblad has had a terrific ball game today.
Demeanor's always been good. Even when we've seen him struggle, he's looked exactly the same.
It's 13 out of 15, 204 yards, couple of touchdowns. Give it to Williams. It's 4 yards to the 29-yard line.
And number one, when you're trying to finish games, and you're a little outside the 4-minute drill, but when you're trying to finish off games and really continue pace, number one thing, don't hurt yourselves. And that includes ball security, false starts, holding. Just do the little things right. You got to really emphasize those things as they go out on the field for this drive.
Trips right on 2nd and 6. Williams again, and not a lot of room. And now a swarm of blue jerseys. It'll be 3rd and 6. Tyson Williams. Boy, he just hangs around the line of scrimmage. He's that 8th guy in the box.
Look at the great use of hands by all the defenders on the line from Nevada, keeping their guys at bay.
Tyson Williams, a converted running back. He's the leading tackler. You can see why if you've been watching this afternoon. 5.5 to go. Nevada trying to rise to the occasion. They played from behind the whole game. Blitz coming, Oblad, incomplete.
He's got to be more patient. He's got to be more patient here. He's trying to throw it inside to number 83.
It's Malik Wesley. That's his first target of the game. And Nevada's going to get it back. He didn't even come out of his break yet.
And there was no pressure. You got to be patient on that. Also, he had singled up on the X receiver near side of us.
Yeah, to your point.
That's your guy.
To your point, UNLV did a good job in Max protecting there. This is going to turn into an excellent punt. Here's Hicken. High punt, and it rolls favorably and out of bounds. So everything on that punt was a net. Nevada with 5:17 and a full complement of timeout. So, as it should, this great rivalry is going to come down to the final moments at Lapeers. 27-20, UNLV leading. 47-yard punt by Hicken. Tawa conferring with Strong. They'll run a delay. Tawa breaks one tackle. And then he's grabbed by Kolo Waske and tossed to the ground.
That's usually the play we're used to seeing Waske make. It's been one of those unfamiliar games for him, jumping off sides. But he is a force inside because he's extremely powerful. He's quick. Tough to handle inside.
Here's Cooks, another shallow cross. And Cooks scoots out of bounds, shy of a first down. Setting up a third down and manageable.
See the zone coverage, and he's just running the crossing route. Good connection. Cooks has been solid, and you talk about a guy, you mentioned it a couple times, being in shape. I mean, he's running the length of the field, cross the field, fade routes, go routes, shallows. This guy's in really, really good shape.
Third and a full 5. Another crossing route and a first down. This time it's Brendan O'Leary Orange.
He stretches for it. It's a great effort at the top. Aaron Lewis right there.
He knew where he had to get to, didn't he?
He knew exactly. That's heads up. Knew exactly what was going on. You're going to see him flash right across the screen. Big, strong guy. Good job getting the ball stretched out across that line to gain.
Strong, got a man. Another first down, 12 yards. That is Christian. His 10th catch of the ball game. Between Christian and Cooks, they have 22 receptions.
Incredible.
Chris Holt's here, and he's smiling.
Incredible. Guys stepping up when they're called upon. And right now, UNLV and Coach Skipper, they've got to get out of this zone. Start being aggressive, putting pressure on this team like you were doing early.
Yeah, that's a catch. Wasn't much in terms of yardage. Christian gathered it in. One day you can tell his kids about his career at Nevada, and you know what? All those other games, just throw on that final tape.
Absolutely.
Strong under duress. And another
great coverage.
Yep. Catch is made for a minimal gain. This time it's Putman. Good coverage there by Evan Austrie.
So now you've run so many unders, so many crossing routes, so many unders. Now it might be time for the jerk route. You start your under and whip back out the opposite direction. It might be time for one of those double moves because they're trying so hard to get on the top side of that crossing route.
Single high safety, and they got Putman. He's got a lot of room to the boundary, to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10, Nevada. Greg Francis finally ran him out.
And so much space. So much space. Flowers can't make the tackle. It's just way too much room to operate for a good receiver.
35 yards on the advance.
He liked it.
Yeah, he's another senior having a big day. Nevada down a touchdown. 2:15 left in the fourth quarter. Complete to the 1-yard line. Maybe the 1.5. It is the senior from Toronto, Brendan O'Leary-Orange.
This is the mesh route right here. And they are absolutely destroying this defense with the unders and crosses. This one turns out to be a mesh where you rub routes. He hits him right in a little pocket in the zone. Watch right as he crosses. It's a good tackle.
Physical catch, man, because you know you're going to take a lick. Devontae Lee takes the football. Devontae Lee trying to go wide. Devontae Lee, a yard shy. Boy, that's Flowers again. He knows he can't hit that kid up high.
Lucky there was not a holding call out on that edge. Timeout UNLV. Watch out on the edge here. Little hold there, and Javen Whiten right here. That's a hold, 100% hold.
Well, Waske is the one who got penetration and was being held. Carson Strong on this drive said 7 out of 7 for 75 yards.
We're going to pumping guys up in the huddle. Remember how upset he was at the end of the first half, how it ended? You think it doesn't mean anything to him?
Well, you have to think of how this year is unfolded. Remember, Carson Strong, good opener. They beat Purdue, a lot of momentum. He got beat up. He ends up having to sit down for a little bit. Christian Solano came in, and he started against UTEP, led him to a victory. And then it was the Malik Henry era, which lasted 2 ball games, and then he was removed from the program, not out of school. He wasn't suspended. According to Jay Darnell, he said he's got to work on his academics. He's not going to practice, not going to meetings. So they went through 3 starting quarterbacks the first 5-6 weeks of the season, and now Strong's back in there, and I don't think there's any question it's Strong's football team.
For the next few years, right? I mean, you always want to bring in competition, but this kid has gotten so much better, and over the last 3 weeks, he's been unbelievable.
Battle of Wildcat. Here's Lee. Touchdown, Nevada. And I'm looking at Coach Darnell. Does he have 1 finger up or 2? He's got 1.
Yeah, I think it's the right call. You're in your home, on your home field. But what a drive and conversions, and the receiving core. I can't say enough about Elijah Cooks, Ben Putnam with some timely big catches like he always does. Always seems to show up when they need a play from him.
Brandon Talton right down the middle out of the hold of the punter Quentin Conaway. We are tied at 27 with 1:32 left. So UNLV, plenty of time and 2 timeouts to boot. How about Carson Strong's last drive?
He was dealing. Even when he had to move around in the pocket, he still found guys and was accurate with his throws. Right there, that's a nice tight window to Ben Putman, who picks up extra yardage. And that's a great throw. Right between 2 defenders, he sticks it on O'Leary-Orange, and he threw it in there low where his guy wasn't going to get broken ribs.
Well, I mean, listen, you played that position forever, quarterback. You know where guys want it, where guys need it, where they can keep
moving without
and stay healthy.
Being knocked out of the game. That's an excellent drive. Carson Strong is really, the last 3 weeks, man, he's been one of the best guys in the league. He's been hot.
Is this not what everybody thought would occur? I mean, you got 2 rivals, and it's going to go down to the final snap in all likelihood, or perhaps beyond. Tied at 27, and UNLV will put it in business at their own 25-yard line. And they have a good kicker. Daniel Gutierrez already hit one from 50.
He's set career highs on our network the last 2 weeks. So probably just looking for an opportunity. Look at the numbers on this kid. Redshirt freshman, 200+ yards and 2 plus 2 touchdowns in 8 games this year.
2 freshmen who've been outstanding at the quarterback spot. Oblad down the middle. Ooh, that was in a coverage. That was broken up nicely by Tyson Williams, who has been everywhere.
And this is where, when you don't have 3 of your top receivers out there, you've got to try to make some room for your tight end. You see Faolo is just running upfield. He's not doing anything to stick and move on Tyson Williams. He's just running.
Wasn't a defined route.
Absolutely not. He's just running a little lazy post route in there. And that's how you get
that could have been
balls
picked
intercepted.
Off. It's been a pretty clean game from a turnover perspective. Double slot. Oblad steps up, and that one is broken up. Coverage is tightened up for Nevada. That was Daniel Brown, the outstanding senior corner. 3rd and 10. And now, if you don't convert, Nevada is going to get the football back with plenty of time, and timeouts.
That's the thing about not running it on that first down. Everybody expects you to come out and try to score, but you can run the ball on first down. You got timeouts in your pocket. Now you're 3rd and long. Who's your go-to guy? A lot of space in here in the middle for this backside receiver.
They go backside. It was broken up. 3 straight incompletions for Oblad. It was Tyson Williams. Oblad coming into that drive had only missed on a couple of passes.
I still feel like he needs to work the boundary side of the field. He's trying to force in the curl route, but doesn't understand that there's 5 DBs back there.
I mean, Oblad had his way for 3 3/4 of this football game. And he has 3 passes broken up. This is a good punt by Hicken. Putman back to the 25. And he's going to get it out to the 37, 38-yard line.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. 1:08 left, 27-27. 3 timeouts for Nevada. And they don't have to go nearly as far for Brandon Talton because they have better field position. And remember, Talton announced his arrival to college football, the true freshman, with a 56-yard game-winning field goal in his first collegiate game to beat Purdue 34-31. So you know he's got plenty of legs.
He only backed that up with a 42-yarder against San Jose State to win the game. So earlier in the season, this young man had ice water in his veins.
Strong goes to Tawa out of the backfield. And he'll step out of bounds. A couple of yards there with Jericho Flowers in the neighborhood. Flash back. Here is the kick against Purdue. 56-yarder. And he gets carried off the field. He got to the locker room, and Jay Darnell gave him the game ball. And he said, by the way, you can call mom and dad. You don't have to pay for college anymore.
That's awesome. And there you saw the last one against San Jose State. So he's got that in him.
4 coming, and it's incomplete. Now it's 3rd and 8, trying to get it to Stovall.
Make them stop the mesh routes, the rubs, the scissors. Make them stop it. They haven't stopped it one time.
3rd down and 8. Cooks comes into the boundary. He's singled up on Flowers. Pressure coming. Strong's going to run for it. Strong's going to have the first down. Flip side of the 50 to the 48-yard line. Carson Strong, not known for his legs, makes a huge play.
Just enough. Just enough. And what he does, he subtle little pump fake as he starts to climb the pocket, moves the linebacker.
Now they run draw, a yard.
And you're fine. I'm good with that call.
Well, again, you had the fact that you have a full complement of timeouts. They're going to burn one there naturally, so you could mix in a run. 40 seconds left. They're at the 47-yard line.
Watch as he climbs here, and he does this little pump fake right there, what it does to Ray Jackson. He gets a block inside by O'Leary Orange. Watch how subtle this is. Watch a little pump fake right here, and Ray Jackson takes off outside. O'Leary Orange picked up a little block right there. That's a nice job. Needs to work on that slide, though, but I'll take it. He's no Steve Sachs.
No. I'll tell you what, realistically, 10 yards, and you're looking at about a 54-yarder. You know, I'm sure Coach Darnell would like to get it closer than that. 40 seconds, second down and 9. Jay Norvell's team on the move. Strong, clean pocket, deep throw, and Cooks was running a route that initially looked like a post, and he kind of stopped. So it's 3rd and 9.
But it also possibly could have come on the shot right there inside. But he's slowing down. Maybe he's expecting him to throw the wheel route because they did have a wheel on there. The offense, every guy's got to be running full speed and know that they're eligible and ready to catch the ball.
Christian's not on the field right now. Trips to the near side. The widest man is Cooks. 5 coming. Pressure. And Strong is dumped back at the 45-yard line of Nevada. Now UNLV will try to stop it naturally. Javen White, known more as a cover linebacker. He came on a blitz, and for Javen White, that's his first full sack of the year.
They're only bringing 4 with White. Dropped one of their D tackles in the coverage. You gotta, and this is the inexperienced offensive line, but vision-wise, you have to keep your head up and be able to identify guys and understand what's happening, especially if you're 2-0-1 situations. You got to have your eyes up.
It's the 3rd sack of the day set for Las Vegas, for UNLV. They had only 10 sacks coming in, which was not only the fewest in the Mountain West, it was the 2nd fewest in the FBS. They step up with 3 sacks, none larger than that one. And a moment ago, you're thinking, well, there's no question they're gonna get a field goal off at the very least to try to win the game. Now they're going to punt it with Quentin Conaway. Good decision by Gasser not to even mess around with that. And Nevada, that was smart. Don't put a hand on it. Let the official finally determine when the play is over. So 10 seconds run off on the punt. 20 seconds left. 2 timeouts for UNLV, but they're back at their own 11-yard line. You may at this juncture just say, hey, even though we had a 17-point lead at one juncture, we're gonna go to overtime and see how we can do there.
There's 20 seconds, man. I got 2 timeouts. I'm not taking a knee. I'm gonna try to win the game, period. 20 seconds, 2 timeouts. Even if I gotta just throw quick hitters and call timeout.
Oblad is gonna hand off, and Williams will be tackled.
I'm not so sure Charles is right, because he hasn't had a burst, right? Second half, a couple runs, he hasn't really had that explosive burst.
This one's going overtime. Either school's going to stop the clock. 60 minutes could not decide the 45th rendition of the game for the Fremont Canyon. We're going OT in Reno.
Sometimes you're checking that box of like minimum kindness or something. You got things on your mind.
Kindness.
You got stuff to do.
And what is minimum kindness?
I think
minimum kindness. They toured with Fugazi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I do a little minimum kindness. I know the camera guys here. I've met them before many times, but I walk in, I give them a quick handshake. How you doing?
But you're not saying something to them where you go, hey, how's the family?
No, because I don't care how their family is.
Yeah.
And these guys, they barely have an apartment. More like they don't have a family.
That's really minimum kindness there.
After the 9/11 attacks, as throughout our nation's history, our veterans bravely stepped up to defend America, fighting for our safety while sacrificing their own. When our veterans come home wounded and disabled, the Independence Fund fights for them and their families, helping them take control of their lives with mobility and caregiver programs, adaptive sports, advocacy, lifelong support in whatever they need. So heroes like Aaron, like Yuri, like Brian, like Dylan, like Mike, and the caregivers who support them regain their independence and get back some of what they've lost. Be a hero for a hero. Learn more at independencefund.org.
As it should be on rivalry weekend, the battle for the Fremont Cannon will go to overtime. First time in this rivalry of 45 years that it will go overtime. We were wondering where Dominic Christian was, who's had such an extraordinary day, his final collegiate game. He has hurt his ankle, we are being told, and that's a weapon that Carson Strong would love to have here in overtime. The last overtime game for Nevada was a year ago in the Arizona Bowl. They beat Arkansas State 16-13. That was last December 29th. For UNLV, their last overtime game said, me, you, and Brad were there. UNLV over Wyoming, 69-66 in 3 overtimes.
We're going to go into overtime until we have a winner declared. All right? So we're going to toss the coin to determine who gets to choose which end of the field we play on, or if you want offense or defense. We're only going to flip the coin one time. The loser of this will get the option in subsequent overtime periods. All right, beginning with the second overtime, or after the second overtime period, beginning with the third, if we're still tied, we're going to go for 2 after a scoring play.
Yes, sir.
If it's still tied after the fourth overtime, beginning with the fifth, we'll start at the 3-yard line and we'll have 1 play to make it to the end zone. Everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Each team will have 1 timeout in each overtime period.
Yes, sir.
You're still our visiting captain, so you're going to get to call the toss. Again, this is heads, this is tails. Your choice is tails. It is tails.
We want defense first.
You'd like to take defense? Which end of the field do you want to play on?
We want on this end.
You're going to play on the south side.
Well,
Nevada will be on offense first.
so UNLV won the toss. Naturally, they wanted second. That's what you do. And Nevada, naturally, they want to play into the student section.
Well, if you look at the rest of the stands, the players, coaches, everybody trying to get the fans to move out of their seats down to that side of the field. Trying to get as much noise as they can down there. It's a migration.
I think all the folks who are not moving are actually frozen.
They can't get up.
They can't get up. It's no longer an option. Tied at 27, overtime in the 45th get-together. You know, Nevada has been playing football for 121 years. UNLV is a younger school. It's only been about 50 years that they've been playing football. If you wonder, say, well, if they're in the same state, how come it's only the 45th time they've gotten together? That is why.
And they didn't have those great laws like they must play each other.
Right. I love it. So here we go. Strong with Toa behind him. And Tawa didn't get anything. So it'll be 2nd and 10 If you're just joining us, UNLV, who holds the cannon after coming from behind last year down 23-0, they jumped out to a 17-0 lead this year. And it's Nevada who played catch-up and finally caught them. They were down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Keep that in mind.
And just kept chopping away, chipping away, making plays.
Elijah Cook's running a vertical route. And it's broken up. Incomplete.
Yeah, they better stop messing with Javen White. He's going to mess around and pick one of those. They better stop. Stop it. He even gets beat off the line, but look at the turn and find and the hands, raking the hands through the inside. I mean, that's like great DB technique, and this guy is a linebacker. Look at the hands inside.
Listen, they've done the same thing. Tim Skipper's done the same thing, the defensive coordinator with UNLV, with Javen White, that they did against Colorado State when Warren Jackson was tearing him up, 6'6", terrific wideout for CSU. They said, White, you got him all game from here on out. And he shut him down. They're doing the same thing here, and this is broken up. So it's 4th down. No yardage gain for Nevada. Evan Austrie there defensively. And now you're going to have a field goal attempt of 42-43 yards for Brandon Talton.
See how fast the conversion was on that crossing route? Perfect time for the jerk route or the whip route to come back out of that and get something else. And right here, if you're UNLV, you've got to be disciplined. Watch the ball. Don't run into the kicker. Don't do anything to help the Wolfpack.
Talton hammers it through. That was strong.
It looked like you had a player in the neutral zone from UNLV before the ball was snapped.
But even if that were the case, which there was no flag thrown, you're not going to take points off the board. It wouldn't have created a first down. So a 3-point lead, 30-27, and now UNLV with a touchdown, they win it. Kenyon Oblad won for his last 6 after he was nearly perfect for 3.5 quarters.
He was exceptional first 3 quarters. You got Steve Jenkins, the speedster down here.
And they throw it to Noah Bean for the first time today.
Kyle Adams with the great coverage.
We thought he was going to be more involved with Grimes out, with Tyleek Collins out, with Darren Woods out. That's the first time Noah Bean's touched the football today.
Still coming off that injury at CSU, the knee.
Bean had a touchdown in the rivalry game last year, as did his fellow tight end Gio Faolo. Second and 10, Nevada brings 5. Oblad complete to the 19-yard line to Gasser. And an open field tackle there by E.J. Muhammad.
He looks a little banged up. He's coming off the field. This is a really good job of hanging on to that ball. He doesn't see the cloud coverage outside. Muhammad allows this guy to go upfield, and
that is a full-on body, cross body, back to the 1960s cross body block tackle.
That's where you get the rib shots, and you see him reaching and grabbing on his ribs right there. The coaching staff told him just go down and give us time to get our thoughts together, get our backups in, get our backup in for you, and figure out what we're doing.
Burdale Robbins will come in at the other corner.
Confidence
outside.
Confidence in Burdale as well.
So 3rd down, and we'll call it 5. Courtney Reese is in the game. Oblad hangs in, touchdown, no flags, ball game over. UNLV has won it. Oblad to Steve Jenkins. And a fight is going on. That's ugly on the field right now, around the goal line. Man, this has really gotten ugly.
This is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
And now both teams
all because you want to run in front of their bench. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, if you're a fan, you don't want to be a part of that. Stay out of that. You have no business in there.
Ridiculous, man.
This is an ugly finish to a tremendous football game.
Absolutely. It started off with a great catch, great throw, middle of field wide open. You run the middle read route. You hit them in stride. Ball game. You don't need to run in front of their bench talking.
Yeah, you can see. Look,
you don't need to run in front of their bench talking.
Jay Norvell's in the middle of that, trying to separate. And I'm sure Tony Sanchez. You can't see. There's so many bodies in there. I'm sure Tony Sanchez is in there as well. 33-30 is going to be the final score in overtime. And it's going to send Tony Sanchez out in his final game at UNLV. He's going to go out not only with his third victory in this rivalry game, he's going to have won his last 2 football games, as he was dismissed last week. And you know what? I have no idea what that young man's telling Jenkins, but it may have been it may have been, why'd you go run by their bench? Yeah, because that was uncalled for.
That's a immature play right there. That's a freshman play. You make a great play, you win the game. You don't need to run
celebrate with your team.
Right. You don't need to go rub it in anybody's face.
No, not necessary. And now another fight going on.
It's just fans throwing snowballs. Yeah. And listen, you might think you're a tough guy sitting up in the stands, throwing your beer and your stuff, but you don't want those kind of problems. And the players should just get out of there. That's not something they want any part of. Get out of there. Go take your win, take the cannon back down south, and get out of here. Like, don't be a part of it.
And Tony Sanchez, he's trying to get his kids over to celebrate with the folks clad in red. Well, Steve Jenkins, again, without their 3 top wide receivers, some other guys, some young guys were going to need to step forward for UNLV. And Steve Jenkins was one of those guys. He got in the end zone twice. Tony Sanchez still making sure he's getting all his guys off the field here at Matthews Stadium. There it was. Give Oblad credit, man. He hung in, didn't he?
He did. It's just a simple middle read route. He gets to the second level of the linebacker, bends it back to the middle of the field. It's wide open, and he didn't miss him on the throw.
And that was our Bass Pro and Cabela's catch of the game. Wow. I mean, this thing had everything in it, and it was played with great emotion, obviously, as witness to what happened in the aftermath. Well, there'll be another football game for Jay Norvell and Nevada. They're going bowling for the 2nd straight year. But for the 2nd straight year, they're going to see that cannon head back down south, and it's going to be adorned in red when they go to Las Vegas next year.
I'm excited, Drew, to see these 2 young quarterbacks do battle here the next few years, because they both showed up today. Both of them played outstanding football this afternoon. The Mountain West has some talented young quarterbacks, and it's going to be fun to watch over the next few years.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And for UNLV, they say goodbye to 18 seniors, the 17 seniors for the Wolfpack. They'll get to participate in a bowl game, but there were so many underclassmen that were on display for both schools today that played a prominent role, and it does bode well going forward for Nevada. They've had back-to-back very solid seasons, and UNLV, they're on the right path. And unfortunately for Coach Sanchez, he won't be able to see it through. We'll see who takes over the reins for the Rebels beginning. We'll probably find out in the next several weeks, one would think, and we wish Tony Sanchez all the best going forward. It's not the last time you'll hear from Tony Sanchez. Boy, that was a wonderful football game. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't think of a reason you didn't. Of course, you were a Nevada fan, but it was still entertaining. 33-30 the final. For Seth Bonner, Brad Thompson, and our entire AT&T Sportsnet crew, Drew Goodman saying so long from Reno. A wonderful conclusion to our college football season this year on AT&T Sportsnet. We thank you for watching all season long.
I'm a regular in my neighborhood. I'm a regular at my local coffee shop and my local barber shop. When you shop small, you help support your community, from after-school programs to the arts. So become a regular, more regularly. Because for every $1 you spend at a small business, an average of 67 cents stays in the community. Join me in American Express today, Small Business Saturday, and see how shopping small adds up.
They step up. Our service members volunteer to protect us in the most dangerous places around the world. And when they are severely ill or injured, returning to their families is only the beginning of their long road home. Beyond all the hospitals and doctors and surgeries they need just to survive, they also deserve whatever they need to truly live. All the in-home care and day-to-day help they need to live independently, on their own terms. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs were established to provide these brave men and women whatever they need to continue their fight for independence at no cost, for life. So many of them need us, and it's time for a grateful nation to step up. Find out how you can do your part at findwwp.org.
Being with the Paralyzed Veterans of America, they have showed me so much is possible. And I'll never walk again, but that hasn't stopped my ability to succeed.
I went from laying in a hospital bed dying to being a collegiate wheelchair basketball player, a professional wheelchair basketball player, and it started with that one moment where there's life.
The PVA has taught me to be unstoppable in life, never to give up. I'm strong.
I am unstoppable because the Paralyzed Veterans of America is by my side. And for the rest of my life, I will be unstoppable because they are there with me.
How many falls I take, I still get back up and play the game. I'm a competitor. Paralyzed Veterans of America. We are unstoppable.
The Golden Knights take the ice on AT&T Sportsnet. From the jaw-dropping goals.
Mark Stone, right to the net. A backhand and he scores!
To the spectacular saves.
Short-handed to the net. And Fleury with a diving poke check.
We are there. Over 75 live games. Pre- and post-game coverage. And behind-the-scenes content you won't get anywhere else. AT&T Sportsnet is your home for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Paralyzed Veterans of America has taught veterans like myself that they can be unstoppable.
It proves to me that there's nothing that can't be overcome.
We are unstoppable.
Watch Golden Knights pregame only on AT&T Sportsnet.
Due to the length of the previous program, we now join the following program already in progress.
Bill started the Foley Food and Wine Society to celebrate 3 of life's greatest passions: wine, cuisine, and amazing experiences. When you're at T-Mobile Arena and you buy a glass of Foley wine, you get a taste of that exclusive experience through access to a non-smoking outdoor tasting salon, as well as snacks and, of course, a live feed of the on-ice action. For more on the perks of joining and the state-of-the-art app that goes along with it, we've got a front row seat to the brand new in-arena experience.
So, Kevin, here we are outside of the Tasting Salon Terrace. How do you get a chance to come out here and enjoy the beautiful weather and some wine and cheese and crackers?
An average company.
And subpar company.
Yeah, I mean, it is the only outdoor non-smoking area in the arena, and so we really wanted to try as best as possible to recreate the tasting salon experience, which for any customer is a VIP experience.
Today I'm drinking the cab. Yeah, it's like the Foley Estates cab. I had a Pinot earlier that was amazing, and now we're having the cab, and it's delicious. Yeah, we love it. It's really good. We have seats in there waiting for us, and we're not really anxious to go back. It's true. We've got a TV here, a view of the city, and it's so amazing.
Patrons who purchase a glass of Foley Family Wines have access to this outdoor area. We always put out a charcuterie plate, which is always a good match and pairing for wine. We always have the game on. We don't want people to ever miss the game. And we do as best as possible as we can to try to get great views out here.
It is a unique experience. I got to ask you, how do people become part of the Foley Food and Wine Society?
Yeah, so the Foley Food and Wine Society, really, it's free to join. You don't have to join or commit to a wine club. Basically, you just sign up at a tasting salon or online or through our app, which I'll get to in a second. And this is Bill and Carol Foley's efforts to share their love for what they consider to be three of life's greatest passions. World-class wines, which we're here tonight, exquisite cuisine, and amazing experiences. And as a society member, you have access to all of Bill's portfolio of travel, hospitality, food and wine, and sports and entertainment assets. So that's everything from the wineries that we mentioned already to Relais Chateau, 4-star rated hotels and resorts, Whitefish Ski Mountain up in Whitefish, Montana, private golf communities, and of course, sports and entertainment here in Las Vegas. What the app does is it allows us to stay connected with our membership. We're publishing exclusive content. And then also, as you purchase wine, whether it's at a dining establishment or a retail location, you can take a picture of your receipt through the app, submit the receipt, and then earn those points for that purchase right there and then.
And I know there's something else unique too if you take a picture of the logo.
Yeah.
What's that about?
So whenever you see the Foley Food and Wine Society Orlock logo and you use our app, you scan the logo, it'll trigger some exclusive content. So right now, we've got some video content that plays when you trigger the logo, but we're working on some programs where we're going to treat this like a golden ticket. So we're going to incentivize people to scan our Foley Food and Wine Society logo on backs of bottles of wines and other collateral, and some of them may win a golden ticket to an exclusive event. It could be a special promotion for wine, or even Vegas Golden Knights tickets.
What amazes me is like the uniqueness of it. There's nowhere else in the NHL that does this, where you can have world-class wines, you can sit out here, right on the strip, outdoors, and enjoy fantastic wine during a hockey game.
Yeah,
It's
and
too good to be true.
Vegas Golden Knights fans have obviously learned how passionate Bill is about hockey, and what we're trying to do is educate them how passionate he is about his other interests, winemaking, travel, hospitality, and just experiences in general. So the tasting salon allows us to do that, and we've received a great response. Each game we feel like the traffic's, picking up, and we're getting more people sign up to the society and just learning more about the benefits that are available to them.
As nightlife continues, players are giving the gift of hockey skills this holiday season.
Being able to expand the game is meaningful to us and a big reason why we've done this.
More holiday spirit is just ahead on AT&T Sportsnet.
Our league's unbelievable. First of all, we've got great coaches in our league that do an unbelievable job, and we've got unbelievable talent.
The league's loaded with talent.
I like the Mountain West, man. I think we have a blue collar mentality.
I think a lot of our teams are developmental kids with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
A lot of us in this conference weren't 5 stars. We weren't big name recruits. We're a lot of West Coast kids that maybe were overlooked and got a shot. A lot of walk-ons that earned scholarships type do a lot of cool stories.
The diversity of styles of play, the diversity of venues you play in. And last year we played in 5 different time zones.
Quality of football, quality of coaching, and then the venues that, you can have a 90-degree day in San Jose, and you can have a snow day in Wyoming or Colorado State.
There's not one team or 2 teams, that are battling out every single year. It's open on each side of the division.